Big news for the unemployed hyenas. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been leaked in some capacity. And I know what you're thinking. We've been talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out to some way for like years and years at this point. I remember leaks coming out from like 3-4 years ago at this point. What makes these ones more legitimate? And let me tell you, not only do they seem to be coming from a more legitimate source, not only does there seem to be some features about this that make it very clear that whomever is leaking it does have a running copy of a base version of Grand Theft Auto 6, but on top of that, they seem to be on the sides of the gamers with this one. August 18th. Just a couple of days ago, a hacking group by the name of CyberLeak starts to post onto social media a few clips of GTA 6, or what is alleged to be GTA 6. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this is nothing new. This game has been the most hyped up game in the last decade, on top of the fact that it is a game that has been hyped up for over a decade at this point, or whenever GTA 5 came out. Everybody has been waiting for this game in some capacity. So people taking versions of Grand Theft Auto 5, the current existing game, and then adding realistic modifications to it, giving you ray tracing, higher HDR, changing character models in order to pass it off as a Grand Theft Auto 6 leak is something that we've seen in the past. So nobody initially looked at this and went, yeah, sure, this is GTA 6. But the initial video clips that were posted did seem to show a couple features that do not exist in Grand Theft Auto 5. The first video clip that was posted was one of the main playable characters, Jason, walking out of a house and then picking up a basketball and then taking a shot with the basketball. And you could see in the HUD that one of his stats, focus, went up by like 2% or 2 points or something. And this is something that doesn't exist in Grand Theft Auto 5. This is a weird little detail that might only be added in order to add to the realism, the role-playing, the stat system in a newer game. Focus is not something that you have in Grand Theft Auto 5. And while everybody was obviously still a little bit speculative about whether or not there was any legitimacy to this did look like the first clip that genuinely could feel like a older beta version of this new game that everybody's waiting for. At this point, a second clip has hit the Pentagon. In this one, you're still playing the same character, Jason, as he crashes into a car, beats a man to death, which drains his stamina bar, something we haven't seen in Grand Theft Auto 5. On top of this, for a moment, you can see that his vehicle actually has an inventory system. Apparently, you can store stuff in your car at this point. On top of that, we can see that there are vehicle fuel and engine condition gauges, so there's now you have to fuel up your car. These are things that you see will be modded into Grand Theft Auto 5 for realism and what have you, but it seems as though they've taken the old Rockstar approach to like Red Dead Redemption 2 and given your horses balls in the way of having to maintain your car, which is chill. On top of that, on the same day, they leaked what is supposedly the entirety of the new map for Grand Theft Auto 6, including locations such as Vicedale, Kelly, Leonard, Mariana, and Lummox. And at this point, everybody's starting to think, wait a second, this is feeling like Grand Theft Auto 6. The clips that we are seeing don't feel exactly like a GTA 5 modification. The map seems relatively reasonable in terms of scale and in terms of density, and the fact that there's an outland northern part and a more densely situated city part in the south. It's all very classic Rockstar. Sure, this could be very good AI or Photoshop, but hey, I've been one to believe in the past. Who's to stop me from thinking this might be legitimate now? August 19th. The following day, everybody is now starting to murmur about the fact that there were legitimate GTA 6 leaks. On top of the fact that the clips that have been posted currently seem more legitimate as opposed to ones that feel like GTA 5 with mods, they've started to be DMCA taken down by both Rockstar and Take-Two, the game publishers for Grand Theft Auto 6. And so, you could make a fake GTA 5 and call it GTA 6, but at the fact that they are aggressively taking down these video clips, it's starting to add some legitimacy to the fact that, hey, this might actually be Grand Theft Auto 6. The following day, on the 19th, they post some additional clips from the same hacking group. This time, we're still playing as Jason, but in this situation, he grabs a police bicycle and starts to flee, gaining the classic police wanted level. But there are some HUD overviews that show what the law enforcement is actively trying to look for. Evidently, they will now pay attention to what kind of car you are and what kind of clothes you're wearing, which is not anything that we have seen in the HUD in Grand Theft Auto 5. Evidently, you might might be able to change out of a shirt and just drop a wanted level. That's pretty cool and immersive. Boy, I can't wait for this game. I hope they leak even more of it. They also post what seems to be a cutscene of Jason and another character, Cal, having a conversation on a boat. Obviously, I hope you understand that I can't actually put any of these photos or videos in this video because this entire video will get taken down. So you're going to have to just work with the old ASMR hyena voice describing everything that is happening to you. I hope that's acceptable. At this point, people are given some legitimacy to this hacker group that is releasing these clips from Grand Theft Auto 6. However, everybody's under the impression that they are just trying to garner attention in order to shill a cryptocurrency, because in every one of the clips that has been posted, they are telling people to buy a cryptocurrency. It's labeled right there on the video, and it's on there for the entirety of the clips that they're posting. So clearly they're trying to make a profit out of what seems to be some stolen assets from Rockstar's development of the game. There is even a poll on their website that I'll throw up here that is asking, what new cinematic do you want to see from Grand Theft Auto 6? What should we leak next? Which led people for a small amount of time to believe that this hacking group just had some beta video clips, some testing footage that they're leaking onto the internet. While this may be Grand Theft Auto 6, perhaps they don't exactly have a working build of the game. They aren't showing off anything that they have stolen from Rockstar. Rather, they were just able to procure some development footage that they're now trying to make a profit off of, which I guess is still cool to see versions of the game and to have some excitement in a company that is otherwise just trying to milk as much money out of their player base as possible by this hacking group that now also seems to be just milking as much money out of the player base that they are stealing these assets from as possible. However, earlier today, August 20th, there is a third round of leaks. In this one, you're still playing as Jason, and the video clip shows him flying a crop dusting biplane sort of thing over one of the towns that was listed in the map that was leaked for GTA 6. And in the middle of this clip, or near the end of this clip, it cuts to Jason on foot holding some sort of automatic rifle. And in this clip, he points to a wall and shoots the wall, spelling out the word leak, which means this isn't pre-beta footage. While some sources seem to claim that this is from a build as old as 2023 based on I don't know what exactly, this seems to mean that this person is actively recording this gameplay. This guy isn't using pre-beta footage, or at the very least, if he is, he got a wildly useful bit of developer footage from shooting the word leak into the wall. But in reality, what's more likely happening is the leaker group here has a working version of Grand Theft Auto 6. They are playing the game and posting these videos onto the internet, which is way more than anybody could have anticipated by these hackers. Very interesting. So why are they doing this? Internet clout? Trying to shill a cryptocurrency, trying to dismantle the hype behind the fact that Rockstar is hiding its reveal trailer behind the paywall of it being released on Netflix, now trying to receive some sort of royalties from a streaming website to get money from a game that they still haven't even released yet, and when they do, you won't even own it physically? Sure. Probably to some degree. But why listen to me when you can read the proper manifesto that is on the website by this hacker group that I, of course, cannot leak to you or give you the URL of, but I can read to you the CyberLeak edict. CyberLeak was born in the networks. It has seen what gaming can be at its best, and it has watched what the industry did to itself, slowly, methodically, one monetization scheme at a time. Publishers sell licenses and call them purchases. They ship unfinished games and call them living services. They lock content on discs and call it DLC. They kill games and keep the money. Every year, anti-consumerism tightens its grip, and every year, gamers get less for what they pay. To fight the war, CyberLeak is raising funds for a secret project. The specifics cannot be revealed yet. Showing the cards to the big corporation would not only give them time to build their defenses, let it be absolutely clear this is not a cash grab. Funding is directed towards the infrastructure needed to strike, as well as the security and protection required to withstand the inevitable corporate counterattacks. CyberLeak has been patient. That patience is over. What follows are 3 commandments. If CyberLeak targets a publisher, it is because that publisher broke one. CyberLeak will not stop until they issue a public statement and apology with a concrete commitment to be better. Words are not enough. Restitution is mandatory. Commandment 1, thou shalt not sell digital pre-orders. No consumer shall pay for a game through digital storefronts before release and independent review. Physical pre-orders for tangible media remain permitted. Pre-orders pre-orders were not created for gamers. They were created because physical discs had manufacturing limits. In digital distribution, there is no inventory, there is no stock shortage. A digital copy cannot sell out, yet publishers keep the pre-order system and strip away its only consumer benefit. This is starting to sound pretty chill. Thou shalt not sell fake single-player DLC, and thou shalt preserve single-player content. Feel free to read this on the screen for yourself if you want to, but it seems as though this hacking group releasing this footage from Grand Theft Auto 6 has ulterior motives rather than just clout chasing or shilling a cryptocurrency. At least on the surface, it seems as though this hacking group is doing such in an effort to try to protest the anti-consumer practices of big game publishers, and the fact that they are specifying no pre-orders for digital releases, bring back physical discs, do not discontinue single-player content or sell fake single-player DLC. This all sounds in line with the old stop killing games movement that we've been covering for the better part of the last year. It seems as though somebody is trying to rally together all the gamers that are sick and tired of having their money stripped away from them for less and less in the gaming industry and trying to push back on it. Sumito, how does this matter? I hear you say. I already made a video talking about how much it sucks that physical releases are becoming less and less, and Sony specifically, on top of all major video game publishers nowadays, seem to be trying to get away with releasing as little video game as possible, without DLCs, without live service, without additional plugins and add-ons in order to fix a broken game that you are now paying upwards of $60, $80, $120 for just to be able to play stuff that isn't as complete as it always has been. The gaming industry has gotten incredibly greedy. And when I said such, everybody said, well, it doesn't matter when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6. The game is too big to fail. If that game cost $6,000, people would sell their car and buy it in a heartbeat. That's what people are anticipating. And for that reason, I stated that the fact that Grand Theft Auto 6 had made the decision to go completely digital only and release pre-orders and launch at $80, $100 for the full complete version of the game that's got everything on it, they are going to be the flagship that is going to bring in this new era of overpriced, underpublished video games, because they know they're going to sell no matter what. What better of a target to try to slash the Achilles heel of than something like Grand Theft Auto 6? And you're probably wondering, does it matter? Does any of this matter? They're leaking some old footage of a video game that when it comes out is still going to be the best-selling video game of all time. It does matter. If you haven't been paying attention, Rockstar/Take-Two Interactive announced that they would be releasing the first official proper Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer on Netflix. Something that you have to pay money to be able to access. It is not enough for them to be able to launch it on their social media websites. This is an advertisement for a game that you need to pay money to buy. This should be the part that's free, that showcases all the best parts of the video game. It should be on your YouTube channel, on Twitter, where people can talk about it and share it and speculate on the different assets of the game that you've released. It's an advertisement. And yet by releasing it on Netflix, they've signed some sort of contract. They're getting a ton of money from Netflix, I imagine, in order to only have this trailer exist on their platform. And now Netflix gets the benefit of a bunch of new people signing up for their website, which I will reiterate, costs money to sign up to. So not on top of all the stuff I just said that they are doing to milk as much money out of you as possible, they are now trying to sell you the commercial to advertise the product. And the fact that these pre-beta releases, the fact that these leakers have taken all of the wind out of the sails of this hyped up trailer to some degree, really sort of shows that these guys seem to know what they're doing. On top of that, it's not all for nothing. Take-Two has lost about $2.8 billion in market value following the latest GTA 6 leaks. Take-Two stock was around $248 per share before the leaks on August 18th and later dropped to about $233 per share. The company's total market value fell by more than $2.8 billion in less than 2 days. Now, this isn't so much $3 billion worth of people wanted to see the trailer and now they're not going to watch the trailer or any of that. Really, a ton of this drop is because of the negative press. The fact that it seems as though Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't able to run a tight enough ship to ensure that something like this doesn't happen. But this isn't just a leaked document. This isn't something that is small enough for Rockstar to be able to say, or people to be able to speculate that, hey, maybe they leaked this on purpose. Maybe this is all an advertising gimmick to get more hype for the video game. No, Rockstar and Take-Two have been actively DMCA striking down these things. There's an entire manifesto over on this other website. They're clearly trying to put a pin in all of the practices that Rockstar is going forward to do. If they were going to fake a leak, they would fake something that looks dope as hell and then take down the video a day later. They wouldn't put together an entire manifesto going against all of the business actions and practices that they have been trying to cement into history with the actions of making the game as much as it is, releasing the DLC the way that they do, making it go completely non-physical. This is a real threat to Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive's business model. This could actually put a rather sizable slice into the hype of the launch that comes on Netflix, perhaps even the game itself. That's what this nearly $3 billion drop in market share represents. I'm excited. And I hope you guys are too, because we are 48 hours into this story. The official trailer on Netflix isn't supposed to drop until later next week, and the company has already lost $3 billion because of some goofballs with a fucking 1980s Matrix website aesthetic. This is the most exciting thing that has happened in gaming news in quite a while, and I cannot help but be giddy at the idea that they might actually make a difference. Are they going to? Do they truly have bigger plans, or are they just trying to make as much money out of the assets that they're releasing? Is even the mantra of working as some sort of organization to bring rights back to gamers just another part of them selling more of this cryptocurrency to pad their pockets even further? Or does this nefarious hacker group actually have a greater scheme? What could they really accomplish with a beta version of the game that might be from 3 years ago? What exactly does releasing footage from an earlier game mean to somebody who's going to end up watching the trailer and then presumably buy this thing later this year, hopefully? Maybe nothing. Maybe a whole lot. $3 billion in market value is quite a bit of money, and I cannot help but appreciate the fact that something to do with video games that I spend so many hours playing with actually has real-life repercussions. Headline news! Lots of people are talking about this. I cannot wait to see what happens next. And if you can't wait to see what happens next, remember to subscribe. I post several times a week, usually about stuff that's interesting, and I find this very interesting. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Spisu!